Hello. How is everyone? Happy 4th of July to all of my American friends. I am coming to you live as always for my bi-monthly Fertility Hot Seat. So, if you guys want to be chosen to be in the Fertility Hot Seat today, you have to request to join me live. So I'll let those requests start rolling in. And I'm just going to run through the usual of what the Fertility Hot Seat is. So basically, based on my almost 20 years of clinical experience as an acupuncturist, herbalist, best-selling author of these books up here, I will give you advice on your case and what I recommend you do and the things you can do to help yourself get pregnant faster, get and stay pregnant. And yeah, so as long as you're very clear, this is not medical advice. This is advice based on my books and my clinical experience and my brain, my intuition, and anything I say to you, you should clear with your medical team, whoever that is on your team. But yeah, and I also want to just take a moment to thank all of you. The Egg Quality Diet continues to be in the top 10 best-selling on Amazon in women's health and fertility, and I'm so incredibly grateful for all of your support coming out and buying the book, all of the feedback, all of the reviews. Reviews continue to roll in, and I just am so grateful for the incredible support, and I really hope that you are diving into the book, that you're diving into the resources page that comes with the book. There's just so much content we're giving you with this book. It can probably be a little overwhelming, so take your time. The resources page has a ton of content, and you know we're constantly shifting and changing things too, and just really here to support you. So always welcome your feedback with the book, and I'm just so appreciative of how supportive you all have been with buying the Egg Quality Diet, diving into it, reading it, and for all of you who have joined the Fertility Reboot 2.0, I'm psyched to be kicking that off this week with all of you. So yay! All right, I see a handful of people have asked to join us live. And let's see, we're going to go with advanced maternal rage. I actually, or your Graham feed too the other day. I liked the name. So let's see. Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I look
How are you?
now.
Say what?
I look like a mess right now. I'm sorry.
You look beautiful and perfect. Stop.
Hi.
So advanced maternal rage. So do we still have a lot of rage? Are you raging?
I just thought it was a funny name. I
like it. Yeah, I like it.
My name's Allison.
Allison, nice to meet you.
Nice.
So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm taking notes. It's always helpful when that's how my brain works.
I saw this coming up and I was like, oh my God, I have to try.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you requested. So you're clear. This isn't medical advice, right? This is advice based on my clinical experience. Just need to say that. So tell me what's going on. How can I help?
So I'm actually on day 13 of your egg quality diet.
All right.
Feeling good, a little hungry, but
okay.
Good. Just I'm not used to doing like smoothies for breakfast. Like that's the only thing that I'm trying to get used to. But you know, I know it's just a amount of time before I eat solid food again, really.
Yeah, because you're in the heart of things too right now.
I do have dinner and lunch tonight, so I can't really say, but I don't really have soup for breakfast, like that kind of
Yeah, I know. It is like to not chew, although I'll put like avocado in to make me feel like then I'm chewing something, you know, that's always helpful, I think. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it takes, but you could also do other things, like you could do the coconut yogurt. You don't have to do the smoothies, or you know, like pick from other menus, if you will, too, if you feel like you need more chomping. But I get it. You know. The sweet potato toast works really well too. That always makes me feel like I'm like, you know, getting something kind of meaty in there, if you will.
The sweet potato was my favorite part of dinner last night because I didn't get to have it as a snack. So
okay. And so tell me, did you have a handful of like the kinks when you filled out the questionnaire? Do you have a good amount of them, or?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so to give you a little bit of
give me the background.
I've had 5 IVF rounds, 5 egg retrievals. Did testing for a little while. Was able to get 1 normal out of 18 embryos. What else? I stopped.
Have you transferred that normal?
I did. It did not work. Then I did a few fresh transfers. Then I did one that wasn't able to be tested. I tried that one. It didn't work. I just did a transfer of 2 that didn't work. But actually, so anyway, to go
So
back,
how many transfers so far then? That's like 4?
4 so
Okay.
far.
And how old are you?
I'm 40. I'm going to be 41 in October.
Okay.
Doing IVF when I was 38.
Okay.
Um,
And how's sperm health?
Good. Everything is good on his end. He's younger too, so that's
Okay.
him.
Have you had a hysteroscopy or like Alice and Emma endometriosis tests, anything like
So
that?
that's actually what happened. So my doctor recommended, had so many failed transfers, let's do a receptiva biopsy. So I got back positive.
Okay.
So I did 2 months of Lupron, and then I did a transfer of 2 embryos just recently, and they actually stuck, but then it didn't grow. Like I had a beta, but then the beta went down. This for the second beta. So
What was the first beta? Do you remember?
68.
68?
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay. And did you do any meds with that transfer?
Yeah, it did estrogen and progesterone.
But no, like baby aspirin or prednisone or anything like that?
No.
So is your doctor open to, like, if they did the Lupron, they'd probably be open to treating like potentially immune response. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm actually seeing a perinatal specialist now.
Okay.
They're recommending that I go get a hysteroscopy, or like I'm going to a surgeon to see because they said, yeah, the Lupron, I guess it definitely helped because at least we had like some
you
kind
got success. Yeah. That's the first pregnancy then that you've had, basically.
No, I was pregnant, but it was like a chromosomal loss at like 15 weeks. So
okay, so you carried though. So
yeah.
And when was that?
That was when I was 37. No,
okay.
30. Yeah, 38. I think it was in 2018.
And that was with an IVF?
That was IUI.
Okay.
And then after
you had to terminate or you lost it?
Terminate.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I know that's personal, but it just thanks for sharing it. But it helps me understand, like, so your body held the pregnancy, which is a good sign, if you will.
I think they were worried about what was going to happen in the future, and they kind of were like, do you want to see what happens? And I kind of was like too nervous to wait and see. And that's what led us to IVF right away, because I wanted to test them so that wouldn't happen again. But after testing 3 times and spending like so much money and only get 1 normal,
gets exhausting.
A lot
and expensive.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the hysteroscopy. I think that's really smart. They can also do, when they're in there, another endometrial biopsy test to see if there's any endometritis. Did they test for that in the receptiva?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had, I think, 4 biopsies already so far. I think
that's
separately, and I'm actually
getting
enough one to check for cells.
Yeah. So they go in for the hysteroscopy. I mean, I do think it's smart. And then I would also consider talking to your doctor of like if they use the Lupron to treat the endo, that then they are savvy in the know about the fact that taming the immune system with transfer can help with implantation, especially since you basically just implanted this time. So I would talk to them about low dose prednisone, like, they usually do 10 to 20 milligrams through the first trimester plus a baby aspirin. You could also get a clotting factor panel, like through a hematologist.
I can't take baby aspirin because I have a clotting disorder.
Then you might need the Lovenox. So you do have a clotting disorder.
Doing Lovenox too.
You are doing Lovenox. Okay. Did you do that for this last transfer?
I didn't do it before because we didn't know about it until I found out that I was pregnant. So I did it for about 3 days while I thought I was pregnant.
Okay. So you have to do, okay. So I would say next layer is add in prednisone too. Talk to your doctor about it.
Okay. Do you think it's interesting that I was able to be pregnant for so long without clotting, without using any kind of clotting?
But that's 3 years ago almost now. So it could also be, so sometimes there's like this other theory that this is what I learned from Dr. Braverman, who's like the reproductive, he's no longer with us, but was a specialist in this. I think he's with us, but he's not physically with us. But is that the first pregnancy can then set the stage for almost like an allergic reaction to future pregnancies.
Wow. Okay. That's good.
And so it's like the first pregnancy you almost hold the longest. And then after that, you either don't allow it to happen or you reject them, you know, so there's a recurrent pregnancy loss kind of situation. So, and then now the endo did come back positive, like the BCL6 is there and that receptiva, then it's like, okay, that could be part of the picture.
Yeah.
But also every pregnancy is different. So it's curious. I just think considering what just happened and the receptiva being positive, you probably just shouldn't do another transfer without, like, just considering all that you're putting into this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the diet should really help too, because it's going to help with receptivity. Like, I don't know if you saw, I did a story last week. One of my girls, it's a very similar case. Like, she's making healthy embryos, but nothing's sticking basically. And she finally got it, like, how many years into the journey, finally someone did the fucking receptiva on her. She showed up positive, the whole thing. But her homocysteine was always really high, which shows inflammation. And she has other markers. But she did the diet. She's like day 50 on the diet when she sent me this message. Her homocysteine dropped in half from a 12 to a 6, which is fascinating. And same thing though. She's still going to go into this transfer like on the diet, but she's doing baby aspirin, not Lovenox, because she doesn't have any clotting factors. And then the prednisone as well, and higher doses of fish oil. All her doctors are like, whatever you're doing diet-wise, just keep doing, because we've never seen your lining like this. We've never, like, her lining looks the healthiest it's ever looked, the thickest it's ever looked.
I found this because I really feel good about it.
Yeah, good.
What do you have any thoughts about if I possibly have endometriosis on my ovaries, that could possibly help my egg quality?
Yeah. And so I've seen that, but it requires so I always put this out there. It requires surgery. If you feel open, just like some girls, I always say, it's like, that's like an instinct thing. Like some girls are like, fuck yeah, I want it out. Others are like, so the other thing is, and I feel like I was trained, if you will, by like the Braverman crew. So Dr. Vidali is kind of like, who leads for me, and he doesn't think the Lupron does it. He thinks surgery is the only option, and so, but we do see, like, I've seen girls, their AMH goes up, they start making better quality embryos, post-surgery. So it's something, I suppose, for you to think about of like, am I willing to go and do a laparoscopic surgery for them to look and see? I do think that I know you have your advanced maternal rage, as I'm winking when I say that, but I do think you're still on the younger side. Like, you can do this, and you do have time. So it's more thinking like, okay, maybe I'm just going to commit. I'm going to do the 100 days on this diet. We'll do the hysteroscopy. We'll see what they see. You could also ask, sometimes they can diagnose with a pelvic MRI. So you could see if someone, it's hard to get those sometimes, but you could see if the pelvic MRI that might, or you just do a consult with like, Vidali.
And actually I had a phone appointment with Dr. Vidali actually too.
Okay. And what did he say?
Well, actually, it was before I did my transfer, and he said, call me back after, and I kind of forgot to because I started seeing this other doctor, and he has me on this whole thing. Get over with like too many doctors.
Yeah, it's a lot. Call him back, though. I mean, I know what he's going to tell you. He's going to say, we got to go in. And so it's more like I have girls that have done it both ways. I have girls that have just done it with diet, lifestyle. I think it can take longer. I still think the diet is still really important, whether you get the surgery or not, and the lifestyle and all that, because it's almost like cleaning the slate. Now you want to keep the slate clean. But I've seen both be successful. And so what I always say to my girls is, it's like really up to you. Like if you feel like, I'm done with this. You know what I mean? I'm like, maybe that is the answer. You go in, have them look, have them do their magic.
I mean, it's really weird too, because I have no symptoms at all. I would have never thought that it would come back positive. I was,
But, so no bowel changes, even with your period?
No, nothing. I mean, I have really heavy periods.
Okay. And clotty?
I mean, I don't really remember. People would ask me that, but I feel like it was never something I remember, but it was really bad. Like I had to change, tampons like constantly.
Okay.
And nobody ever told me that was not normal.
Yeah. And when they see your lining, like when they scan, they say it looks like trilaminar and healthy, or do they say it looks?
My lining does better with a natural cycle.
Yeah. So that's the estrogen. The estrogen probably screws you up.
Yeah, so I've done a few natural transfers that didn't work, but my lining was always great. And then the two times that I did medicated transfers, this last time was medicated, of course. My lining got thick enough, but it took a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then the time before that, I had to do vaginal estrace, and like I was like I really was.
Yeah. So there's like Chinese medicine, we would say, like, okay, so there's like an issue with, kind of probably inflammation that's preventing you from absorbing your nutrition to then make your lining. That's like kind of how we would see it. Or there's some stagnation somewhere. That could
Yeah.
be endo. It could be scar tissue in the uterus, even from, the DNC at 38, honestly, and then it's like not allowing it to do what it needs to do. I don't know why they don't do hysteroscopies earlier. Like it's like my mind is like, yeah, go crazy. But I guess it is a surgery you do have to go under. Like it's kind of a big deal, but you're not getting cut anywhere. But I would do the hysteroscopy. I would call back Vidali, and at the very least, like ask him, like, okay, if I'm not going to do the surgery, like you could do a workup. I mean, it's a couple $1,000. Like I'm sure you're already in the hole on all this, but you could do the workup, or you could just talk to your doctor that gave you the Lupron and be like, this is what seems to work. Like they know we're also educated and the forums are out there.
I don't really want to go on Lupron again. It was so terrible.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
Like,
it doesn't sound like you need to. Like it sounds like I'd do the hysteroscopy, I'd stay on the diet, add in the meds, be on like high dose fish oils, like do the stuff that you probably heard me talk about, like 3 to 4 grams of fish oil a day.
Yes.
The Wobenzyme, I like the Wobenzyme too, like that. Do you know that?
No.
I have the recommended supplements on my site, but it's WOBNZYM. It's a digestive enzyme, but it actually is for inflammation, helps break up accumulation inflammation. So you can take that. There's a small research study that shows women with recurrent, not that you're in that category, but recurrent pregnancy loss with Wobenzyme through the first trimester actually prevented the loss, which is fascinating because I think it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. It's all, digestive enzymes, but I would go on that. I would do like castor oil packs, acupuncture,
yes,
all the things. Yeah.
Do you know about Dr. Kofinas?
Yeah.
Know him? Yeah, that's who my doctor. Yeah.
Okay, so he'll be great. He'll definitely. So he's the perinatal specialist. You're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's definitely he'll do all the things. He'll do all the things. Yeah. So you maybe just call Vidali back like he asked you to, and just be like, here's the heads up, because he'll know who Kofinas is. He'll know that Kofinas will cover the bases. Kofinas will put you on all the meds. He'll do all the things. I feel like, not to talk bad, like his son can be a little poo-pooey about age. So like try to ignore that part. Do you know what I mean?
No, his son isn't my reproductive doctor. I go to a different place.
Okay, good. So just go there for their expertise in treating inflammatory disorders and pregnancy situations versus anything else. But he'll do it, and he likes supplements and all that stuff. Like I would definitely just follow what he's going to put you on, and then consider another retrieval is what I'm assuming you're considering.
I was thinking one more, and I have a few embryos saved.
Oh, okay.
Thinking how many you said? I have 3 that are day 6.
Okay.
And then I have 2 mosaics.
Okay. Which Vidali would say, it depends on if it's a high level or.
I was thinking of even doing the mosaic, like doing one more retrieval than doing the mosaic first, because he told me that that's my best embryo, just so I don't have to deal with any, like it'll be like the least amount of worry if it works.
Yeah. I'll
know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And
that's what you tell if Kofinas' son gets uppity about your age, you just say, oh, I have embryos on ice. This is about preparing for transfer. Just shut them down. Because otherwise, it just crushes the ego a bit. You don't need that. Yeah. You're already crushed, So just like almost be prepared. Be like, oh, I have embryos. I just am preparing for transfer because I've had, I just had this failure. It didn't work. And then they'll approach you differently. But yeah, I like that idea. Like, and then when were you planning for the retrieval? Like you'll do the diet for...
I mean, I'm thinking I'll probably do it for the full 100 days first, because by the time I get this work, like I'm going on the 15th, I don't know when, by the time they actually scheduled me for surgery, I don't know when that'll be. They said the recovery is a month.
For the hysteroscopy, you mean?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, I guess the hysteroscopy or the...
Yeah, you're just not gonna, you just can't try that month, basically. You could still do a retrieval usually, but... But it just kind of depends because usually do the hysteroscopy the first half of the cycle. So, but it just kind of depends on what they find. Like if
Yeah.
they find a lot of scar tissue, yeah, you know what I mean? You'll probably have another period right then. If they
Okay.
don't find a lot of scar tissue, it's like a little spotting and then you're going to go through a normal
Yeah.
cycle. So it really just
What
depends. So yeah.
time I really do everything, maybe the 100 days will be up. I mean,
Yeah.
just the way the timing goes. So I
Yeah.
think that might be good,
Okay. And then so you felt like you didn't have a lot of kinks, like you filled out the questionnaire and there wasn't a lot.
I had eczema really bad on my finger for 3 years, and it's actually looking so much better. It's crazy.
Good, good.
Um, Other than that, I don't really have that many
Okay.
ailments. I don't like. I kind of like have I think mostly it's like skin issues, like dry skin.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. So, and that tells us lack of nourishment,
yeah.
though. That's a very
Mhm.
general lack of nourishment. So it's like doing this should help reduce all the things and let your body just start taking in its nutrition again. Like that's the goal.
Yeah.
And then the fish oil, like make sure like you're up on the higher dose because that should really help too.
Okay.
Um,
And he has me on like three a day, I think. Yeah.
which is probably 3,000. Is it a
Yeah.
thousand milligrams? Okay, so perfect. And that's Kofinas or that's
Coffeenus.
yeah, because yeah, he does the right dosing. We all see the same research, I think. Um, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, so oh, and I guess just to continue to see the changes in your body, because maybe they'll be like I see it sometimes with girls where they're like, oh, I didn't feel that bad, but I didn't know I could feel this good, So maybe you'll start to see that, which would be a promising shift too. The eczema is a good sign though that
Yeah.
it's shifting.
I mean, I
Um,
huge shift because when I found out last year that I have MTHFR, I have a copy of each variant. I stopped eating synthetic folic acid. Like I pretty much became gluten free because it's in everything.
yes.
So I noticed a huge change. Like I lost a whole bunch of weight. I feel like so much better. It's like my brain feels clearer. From like my job, I'm a court reporter, and I felt like so many times I get like brain fog, and I'd be like, "What?" And I feel like I'm all of a sudden like so much better at my job. I'm like, "What is this?" Like I feel like a new person.
Yeah,
Crazy.
clarity. It's called clarity. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
so what would you say then now, the egg quality diet, what are the big different, like what's the additional stuff you're cutting out, like the nuts and the beans and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
a lot of nuts.
Yeah.
I ate kind of like once in a while I'd have like kind of like gluten-free bread, stuff
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff, just to like kind of like
Yeah, hold you over.
yeah, like
Yeah.
bagel I get, like have like a gluten-free bagel from Trader Joe's because they're really good, so
Yeah. Yeah.
so what else? I feel and the fruit. Like I'm really
Yeah, well you'll add that back in a couple
yeah.
of days. We'll be back on fruit. Yeah.
So I feel like I've kind of been chatting with people about this diet and people are saying like, oh, it's really hard. And I'm like, I feel like I didn't really cut out that much. I haven't drank since March.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. The sugar though, that's my big one. I'm a big like chocolate person. Like the pandemic, every day I noticed that I was treating myself with some kind of dessert.
Yeah. Okay.
Not to do that is a little like I feel so proud of myself because I found it really difficult to not eat that piece of chocolate or have a cookie or whatever it was every day. So now, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have sugar anymore. Like maybe I just won't
Well,
be.
it feeds the inflammation and it feeds the bad bacteria, right? I don't know if you saw the one I did last week on the gut dysbiosis and fertility challenges. It's like it's fast. The research is just like blowing my mind, in a sense. But
he put me on metformin also.
Yeah, good. Okay, and that's going to help with egg quality too. So I think doing all this and then going back for another retrieval, like you said, and and Braverman would also say too, it like always is in my brain that it's like, it's the environment that the embryos are going to start to develop that will also impact like their health. And so to think about like those previous embryos that you have, that like you're going to give them a better shot in like a cleaner environment where it's less inflamed. Because the inflammation can almost like switch the genes, if you will, and impact the chromosomes. I mean, at least that's like a theory out there. I don't know that it's totally been proven, but
because I just feel like for my age, like, especially when I started this, I feel like I had way more abnormal embryos than the average.
Yeah. And that was the inflammation probably. Yeah. 1 out of 18. You're right. Cause it should be like a 30%, like you should have 30% normal out of 18.
My sister-in-law do IVF like a year before me. And she ended up with like, she got the same amount of embryos. She like, and when all of a sudden I had 4 normal ones and I took me 3 rounds, 1. And I feel like threw me off a little because I was expecting the same
The
result.
same results.
She's like 6 months younger than me, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
same results, you know, and it was a bummer.
Yeah. Okay. So what last questions do you have for me?
Um, hmm. Oh, I don't know if I made my liver support soup wrong, but I made it and it's very red, which I know is from the beets, but I saw when you made yours, it looks green. And also it tastes
Because I always add, like, did you see the hack sheet? I add a
yeah.
whole bag of spinach to
Yeah.
mine too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think it changes my color. And I'm not a good recipe follower, even though that's my recipe. I do a whole sprig, like the whole thing of cilantro and the whole thing of parsley, and then like 2 heads of dandelion greens, and then the spinach, and then the rest of it, like the beets and the ginger and the carrot and all that, and the garlic. But so mine comes out greener. If I do it exactly as the recipe, it's redder.
Okay. And it tastes so bitter. Like it's not, I'm making myself drink it, but it's really like the way that I
That's
made it.
why I add more greens to it.
Okay.
I think you'd like it. So do that. Add more greens.
Yeah.
And I think you'll like it better.
Okay. Because I was just, after I made it, I was like, I think I did this wrong.
Yeah, so you followed the recipe exactly in the book.
I mean, yeah. I mean, pretty much.
The hack sheet, I'm going to go to the resources page. And then there's a video on the resources page of me making mine. Did you watch that?
Yeah, that's what you see the green. So I was like, maybe I did this wrong.
No, you didn't do it wrong. I think I just add more to it. Let me see here. Original recipe. Yeah, so these don't have all the hacks. I probably have to update this hack sheet a little bit more too but my video has like my hack and how I do it. Super spicy and bitter. Add more greens. Yeah, add more greens. And I'm going to update this liver support hack sheet too to add the one with the more greens because I feel like it's not here. That's the soup, avocado, add more. So you can add more broth because I add a whole bag of broth, which is like 12 ounces. And then I add the bag of spinach, and I really like the taste of the extra cilantro and parsley too. It's like,
yeah, I like that taste too. Maybe
so try it that way. And I'm going to go in and update this hack sheet too.
Bad to, because I have like jars of it. It'd be bad to like remix it with more of the greens.
No, not at all. Like, yeah,
consume within a certain amount of, I mean, not obviously.
Yeah, like I would do it per jar. Like, so to almost like defrost that jar, you know, steam the spinach, blend it, you know what I mean, with a little more bone broth, and then add it in. Does that make sense? And then consume it over like 2 days, probably.
Yeah.
Do it like that.
Great. I'm going to try it.
Okay. So keep us posted. I want to hear like updates on how, you know, you feel in the coming weeks. And I saw someone ask about fruit is bad for egg quality. Fruit is not bad for egg quality. We take it out just during phase 2 because of the sugar content. We're really trying to reset the gut health, and even fruit has sugar that can feed the bad bacteria, and we add it right back in. So we're really only off fruit for about 11 days. It's not that big of a deal. But as I say too, is like you do the best you can do. You're human, you know.
Yeah. I've been sharing a lot of my meals to you too as I go. I know you guys have been like resharing them.
You're resharing them. I know. I love it. You guys are doing great sharing the meals. It's so fun. So thank you. But so try the new hack with the liver support and let me know how it goes too.
Yes, I will. Much.
You're welcome. Okay, keep us posted, okay?
Thank you, Amy.
Cheering for you. Thank you.
Bye.
I'll let you eggs out, and then I'm going to answer questions. I think, yeah, there we go. I know my team is in here answering some questions, but I saw some things that I think I wanted to address. Let me just double check. So yeah, she's doing it. I'm so proud of her. Day 15 of the egg quality diet. So she's rocking it. And yeah, endometriosis has recently got diagnosed. Watch my live from last week where I talk about gut health and fertility, that I address endometriosis there. So it's on my IGTV. And can you add baby aspirin while taking liver and NAC? Yeah, you can. I mean, if you are concerned, you should check with a doctor, you know, make sure there's no contraindications, but as far as I see, there isn't. I did an endometriosis surgery. Now I don't produce follicles in my left ovary. Depends on how much tissue they had to take. So some docs, like I feel like Dr. Vidali, if he sees endometriosis, that's really impacting the ovary and he knows the woman's trying to get pregnant, he'll typically not touch it because he doesn't want to damage the ovary. So everybody's different. Um, can a woman who is 33 and hasn't started trying take this since it's supposed to rev up the engines? Yeah, I talk about, you know, all my recommended supplements are on my website, like my team just said. And I do have videos talking about what I think are the most important supplements for fertility. So you could search that and find it. You could also coach with us, like my team says. I do these every other Monday. So yeah, someone can join in. CoQ10 has been shown scientifically to help with egg quality, but so have dozens of other antioxidants. So there's plenty to choose from. Chocolate is my weakness. I know. Yeah, again, we did not say fruit is bad for egg quality. So don't want that to be misinterpreted, which is why I addressed it immediately. I in no way, shape, or form think fruit is bad for egg quality. And the liver support sheet. So I'm going to go in and update this hack sheet and added my video on the website though for the resources page. So all of you guys that have the egg quality diet and you have access to the resources page, it's only for readers of the egg quality diet, this resources page. So if you want access, you got to buy the book. The video I have on the page, which is like scroll down to the video section, you'll see me doing it. I make it the way I make it. And I show you step by step. I do it in 10 minutes and I make enough for a whole week. So I think I show you how simple it is to make it and my process, but I'm going to put that recipe on this hack sheet too. Low ferritin can impact fertility 100%. Ferritin is iron stores. If iron is low, thyroid's impacted, all your hormones are impacted. You got to get your iron stores higher. It can also, you know, it's a sign of an absorption issue in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're going to go. Yeah, it's not a Q&A, right? Where, you know, you guys can choose. I went through because I saw the fruit thing and I really wanted to make sure I addressed that and not to create confusion that the egg quality diet says fruit is bad for fertility, because we would never say that. We are reducing sugar during phase 2 of the egg quality diet, which is why we go very low on any sugars, even naturally occurring ones. Okay, which enzyme? So yeah, it's on my site. So I think I usually get the Garden of Life one. That's, I think, the brand I trust the most, but there's a couple different ones out there. Okay, so there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This was a good hot seat, a really good hot seat. And I'll see you again in 2 weeks where I do another one. So mark your calendars. And if you want to get on and ask me all about your case and all of your questions, this is how to do it. Okay. So have a great rest of your day. It's a holiday here in the States. So everybody who's off, enjoy that. Take some good time for yourself. And what else was I going to say? Oh, buy the Egg Quality Diet book if you haven't already. And if you have bought it and you haven't yet left a review, go and leave a stinking review. It helps me help all of you. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Have a great day.